How you doing? It's a new thing we're doing on Rock History Book, which, by the way, this channel was always meant to be a Today in History basic thing. That's why we started this channel. Originally, Rock History Book was a 60-minute segment of Today in History, which was syndicated across the country. And the tagline was The History of Rock and Roll in 60 Seconds. And it was hosted by a gentleman named Steve Burgess. And then I owned the company, so I took the name and we created this channel. We were going to do this maybe 8 years ago. We've been planning this for so long, and finally we've decided that how much we love music history and things that are happening in rock and roll, and how the fact that this is not static. Today in history changes every single year. There's different things that come up. It changes. People die, right? New albums are released. So we wanted to go in here and talk about the events, the people who basically were born on this day, the folks that we lost on this day. There's none on this very day, July 5th. We don't have any major obituaries. Now, keep in mind, if there are things that we miss, please put it in the description of the video or in the chat so that we can add them later or the next time we do this, because next year we'll be circling back to July 5th. And we thought, as we mentioned yesterday before we get going, we thought yesterday we'd start on July 5th because the majority of the folks who watch Rock History Book and our sister channel, Rock History Music, are Americans. So we went, we're going to start for the good old USA and start on July 4th. So big birthdays today. Huey Lewis, 72 years old. He was born in 1950. He's got 10 years on me. Congratulations. A guy who in the 80s, even if you were if you're a mountain man living in the woods underneath a couple of rocks with a hood over your head, you would have heard some Huey Lewis and the News hits. He was everywhere. So congratulations to him. He's had some hearing problems in the last few years, but for the most part, he's still kicking. They released an album a couple of years ago, the band did. Terry Chimes, 1956, former drummer with the punk rock group, when we all know them, The Clash. He also played with Hanoi Rocks. Hi, Alex. Nice to have you on here again. You were here yesterday. My good friend from Boston, Glenn Powers, born in 1978, indie rock drummer who plays with the Irish rock band The Script. Also, Mark Cohen, Walking in Memphis. Remember that? 1991. Great song, born in 1959. The guy still tours an awful lot. Follow him on Facebook because he's a really interesting guy, and he had that parody hit sort of segment on Saturday Night Live this past season. Hi, Melody. 1954, Jimmy Crespo, who played with Aerosmith, born in Brooklyn, New York. And as I mentioned a while ago, no one died on this day. There could be some, but we obviously missed them if they did. Remember, if we missed something, just put it in the description or in the chat. And next time when we circle back next year, because notice we have a nice banner on this one. Well, that's an improvement from yesterday. Soon we're going to have the pictures of the artists that we talk about right about here. So you'll be able to see them or the album cover or whatever. In 1954, this is under the albums and songs category. Elvis Presley, his first professional recording session with guitarist Scotty Moore, bass player Bill Black, took place at Sam Phillips' Memphis recording studio. The trio did 4 songs, including Arthur Big Boy Crudup's song, That's All Right, which of course we all know he recorded. In 1963, the first Beatles tune that hit the charts was a Del Shannon cover of From Me to You. It reached number 87. Wasn't a hit. 1975, Network Festival in England, Pink Floyd debuted their Wish You Were Here with pyrotechnics, and they went big. Bjork, remember Saturday Night Live did a parody of Bjork where Kristen Wiig said, air for breathe, because she is eccentric. 1993, the Icelandic singer released her first album. And Little Golden Nuggets in 68, John Lennon, he sold, remember, that yellow Rolls Royce That thing started to rust, by the way. It had to be restored. 1969, the Rolling Stones play a free concert in London's Hyde Park. And in 1989, Rod Stewart at a concert hit his head during the concert and knocked himself out. Just a few little things that happened today in history. So keep in mind, anytime you want to donate to the channel, we have a new PayPal link where you can donate because we've hired a few new writers to help us out. And you don't have to, times are hard. But if you can, we'd appreciate that. It all goes towards either advertising or paying our new writers to help us out with this. So thank you for joining us for our second edition of Today in Music History. Remember, in the next few days, we're going to start having more graphics. We have no graphics. And we'll just make a big show out of it. So congratulations to the people who put this together. Thank you. And we're going to be back tomorrow for more Today in Rock History. Take care.